Oh, get ready, get ready, get ready. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, yeah, it's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana country boy, along with the little diva. And it is Monday. Speak on it. Yeah. Hi, little diva.
Woo, woo, child. Well, y'all, let me tell you how we gonna get this started. First of
How
all,
we go?
hello and thank you for watching. But let me tell you what I was doing. Y'all know we late, right?
We like, we
All the way
like.
my fault. But the first part of us being late is my fault. So I'm calling you out.
What?
You didn't hear what I said? You are not listening to me. I said I'm gonna apologize for being late. The first part of it is me being late, but the second part of me of being late ain't my fault. I was calling you out on the second part. But anyway,
Wait a
let me
minute.
tell
Wait,
you
okay, go ahead.
what
Go, cause I'm. Go ahead. I'm listening.
what
My fault. What I do?
the second part by the time I got did what I had to do and get on. What happened? We lose a long hesitating you trying to. Okay, y'all, we going. Yeah, what's going on over there? Oh, huh? Can
Oh,
you
there
hear
you
me?
go. I can hear you now. You back.
Testing, testing,
You back. I can hear
testing.
you.
1, 2, 3. No, you back because you were gone.
Oh, I was gone.
You was gone. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I was still
You
here. Oh,
no,
uh-oh.
you were gone. I was just trying to resuscitate you.
Oh, okay. I'm back.
So anyway, y'all, let me say. So let me tell y'all. So we was late. We are late. It is 8:26. So I gotta
I
remember
know.
that when I have to cut country boy off when it's time to get off the call.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. I'm
really
gonna
just
cut it.
teasing. But anyway, so we supposed to come on at 8. And if I tell you our country boy called me and said, am I on the right link? And I was like, oh my God. And I looked at my phone, it was 8 o'clock. I was hard asleep.
She was
I
tired.
left my job today at 4. And I said, because I was really sleepy at work. And so I told her, I said, "Ooh, you got some popcorn?" I love skinny popcorn, by the way. So I said, "You got some skinny popcorn?" Because he had this big bite. Could I have one? Because I need to stay awake. I walked around and finally he was like, "Girl, look like we cleared a roll out. Let's go." Down here on this couch, I had a cheesecake from Luby's yesterday. I ate that real good. You know, Luby's cheesecake, they didn't cut it down real low. But anyway, ate that. And so if I work 6 minutes from my job. So if I left there at 4, I got
Mm,
in about 4:10, 4:15. I've been asleep until you called me at 8 o'clock.
wow.
And I was telling country boy, you know how you sleep hard, you get the lines on your face? I had a line right here. So I was asleep. I was asleep
What?
hard.
Look,
And I guess I probably needed it because I even hear my voice like, what the heck?
well, at least
Yeah. So I
you
slept
wasn't
good.
sleeping and
I am not
drooling, so you was
ashamed.
all right.
I feel what?
I say at least you wasn't
I,
sleeping and
I try not
drooling.
to slobber. I try not to slobber, drool, all of those things. You hear me? Did you hear what I said? You hear me?
I heard you.
Huh?
I can hear you.
Try not to slobber or go. What do you call it? What's the other part? You said slobber or what's the dribble? Dribble?
Dribble. You don't dribble?
Dribble?
Okay. Well, dribble. All right.
No, I'm asking you what's the word you use for spitting out your mouth.
Yeah, dribble.
It's not what you said.
Dribble.
It's not what you said,
You
but
do.
okay. Uh anyway, I don't do any of those things. I try not to let it come out my mouth when I'm asleep.
Oh my God. Oh
But
Lord.
anyway, drool.
Oh
Did you say
yeah,
drool?
drooling.
That's the word I
Dribble,
said. I was saying
drooling.
whatever you said. You wasn't getting it.
Oh,
They
you
got
talking
you.
about, okay. I get you. I'm with you. I'm
Oh
with
my
you.
God. Anyway, y'all, I got some really good sleep. I ain't ashamed for being late because I got some good sleep.
Hey,
And the
ain't
funny
nothing
thing is,
wrong
I
with it.
kept waking up. Like I kept waking up saying, I need to go, whatever it is I needed to do, not this because it was too early, but I never did get up. I would just fall back asleep. So I must have really needed some sleep.
Hey, it's
So
good.
that's
It's
my
good.
story for the day. That's my story for the day. What you got
Well, look,
going?
your body always knows when it's time to get some rest. That I know for sure. Your body gonna tell you when it's time to get some rest. It's gonna shut down. Your brain might act like you're gonna do something, but your body gonna shut down. So hey, that's a good thing. That is a good thing. You know, today was a good day. I've been moving and moving and doing some other stuff and out shopping and all them wonderful things. But before I do anything, I want to do this first, and I got something else I want to do. I want to send a shout out to Willie's, the restaurant. I was hungry while I was out shopping. So I stopped by Willie's. I don't know, is it Willie's Cantina, Willie's something? I don't know. But I stopped by there to get something to eat. And I had to do a post today because, man, let me tell you, the service was wonderful. From the moment I walked in the door, I was greeted with a smile. They were kind. The servers, the greeters, even the manager. And I told him I had to call the manager over. I was like, man, I asked the server if the manager was there and if he could come over. And he came over. And I told him that I wanted to commend him on the job and his staff. Because it's, so many times we give the ones that do the bad stuff, they get all the highlight.
Yeah.
So I wanted to tell them, man, they did an egg. Now, the food was okay, but the service was great. The service was great. The service, I wouldn't go back for what I got, the gumbo, because Louisiana country boy eating gumbo.
Can I say it didn't look great?
No, but it's hey, but the service, the service outdid the food. So to the manager at Willie's, I can't remember his name. I wrote it down.
Manager at Willie's, thanks for training and leading a great team.
Yes, thank you so very much. Exceptional job.
I don't mean to cut you off, but that reminds me of Cece's Pizza. Mm-hmm. I can't stand Cece's Pizza. But you know why I used to go and take my kids? Because when you walk in the door, they be like, welcome to Cece's. And I be like, and I know they tell everybody that, but I felt so special. And then when I left, they told me, bye. Like, can we go back? Let's turn around and go back in. I can say that again. And a lot of people are adopting it, but it's not the same. Theirs is very authentic to a certain extent. But anyway, so I get that. Like, the food can be bad, but the customer service brings it home. You know what I mean?
And that's exactly that's so true, because that's with anything. And like I told the manager, I was like, look, man, everybody sells food. Everybody sells food. Mm-hmm. It's not about that. It's when we know that it's about the service. And that's in any industry. It is about how you treat people. Bottom line, people don't have to come to your place. If it's their money, they ain't got to spend it with you. Nobody gonna pay for bad service. And that's what I know. And I just, I just tip my hat to them, man, openly, personally, publicly. I say, great job. To anybody else that's out there doing it, man, continue to do what you're doing, because that's what it's all about, especially for me. And I'm gonna get on here and talk about it now. So I'll let you know when your service ain't that good, and I will definitely.
You said something else that brings up a good point too, is that I try to do that too. Yeah, I'm quick to, you disrespected me, you did whatever, and to say something. But yes, if I get some good customer service somewhere, I try to do that. Like, it's almost like something we talk about at work. The kids who are forgotten at the schools are kids who are always good. Right. They're always there. Right. They don't give no problems. No one really remembers them, if you will, because they're not getting in trouble. And so part of what we talk about in Wraparound is how do we reward and make sure those kids are knowing that they're special too. You know what I'm saying? Right. Some kids act out and be bad because they want that attention. So we got to make sure that we reward those who are coming to school every day, doing the right thing. So we gotta we gotta remember those that do the right thing as well.
Exactly. And since you said that, I guess that kind of since that brings us to the topic. That
Can I
kind of
say one more thing before the topic comes up?
go ahead, go ahead.
Did you tell everybody we moved in together?
Look,
No, we
look
moved
here.
in together.
Well, you know what? Let me. Lord have mercy. That's why we got split screens, because if
I'm in one room, he in another room.
yeah, right. Look here. Let me
Fix
let
that
me
room before we get off here. They're gonna say,
yeah.
"Oh my
Let me
God,
fix
I knew
this.
it! I
First,
knew
first,
it!"
first and foremost, let me say this to everyone. Ain't your business. But anyway, now, but here it is. And this old boy, I'm open and transparent. My co-host, my friend, is my co-host, my friend. I know that there was people got a million speculations about this, that, and the other. Oh, that I synced this and I synced these pictures. And let me tell you something. First of all, I don't know where you take your mind to, because that's the last place the country boy took his mind to. People were, I guess, seeing that, oh, the country boys got a big, I don't know, what did you say, surprise or something? I don't know. Um, listen, listen, listen,
He's
y'all.
celebrating. I think I said country boy is celebrating.
Celebration. And
I
let
didn't
me tell
say
you what
we.
she said he. And I will tell y'all this first and foremost. Um, I am, and I walk it, I talk it each and every day. I ain't got nothing to hide from nobody. Because guess what? Whatever it is that I may do, you may do. The man upstairs sees what you're doing. So that's first and foremost. I ain't got to explain to nobody. I walk this. I walk this. And if anybody ever got a question, 972-670-0835, call me. Trust me, I will answer your question. I ain't
Ooh, this
scared.
guy here.
I ain't scared at all. But I will say no. The celebration, if you want to get into it, I'm happy to say that the good Lord, I am in the new MW2 studio, still working on it. My baby and I have our own place. That's what we were celebrating. It was a joy. You have no idea what has transpired over the past, which is another part of this topic for tonight. Um, but no, this is the Louisiana Country Boy and executive producer's place. Ain't nobody but me and the executive producer up in here. Just know that. And if it was somebody up in here, ain't your business, but it ain't. I'm happy to say.
And we would have just said it
Yeah, ain't nobody.
when
We
we got
sitting,
ready to, rather.
and
I'm so sorry. And let me say, guys, I think Country Boy is the most handsome, one of the most handsome guys I know. He's great. He's awesome. So it's not about that part. It is about we are friends,
yes,
and that we don't want people to get that and take that and distract themselves with that. We just have
right.
fun, a good time, and we just have fun. We found a very cool friendship.
And
And if
sometimes
you know,
people, I don't want people to misconstrue the message, because then people want to try to pick apart things. This, well, I thought, I've dealt with that. When I started doing TikTok, I had people that were offended by what I do. I thought you were a minister. Let me tell you something. My praise ain't your praise.
hey, wiggle.
So it bothered me at first, just like, people gonna talk. Let me tell you something. This is what I know. This is what I know. Next month, I'll be 58 years old. What I know in all these years, people gonna talk. Whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad, whether you're up, whether you're down, people gonna talk. They talked about Jesus. So people are gonna talk. That doesn't bother me. What I guess what gets me is when people assume something. If you got a problem, if you got a question, again, you're more than welcome to ask me. I'm open and honest about it. I ain't got nothing to hide from nobody. I really don't.
Can I
I
finish
am.
can I finish my point and tell them that you are a great guy? I'm gonna finish that off.
Go
You
ahead.
didn't
Go
want me
ahead.
to say that.
Thank you.
Great guy. Uh, So I am flattered. I wasn't offended by someone saying it at all. That is so not it. But I just wanted to make sure we straight because we got to make sure Country Boy get him a wife out there. That's somebody that I don't be taking him off the market by accident.
And, look, and since you brought that, there's one more thing that, good Lord, before we get into it, there's one more thing that I would like to say openly, and because you brought it to my attention Friday, and I will explain that as well. I see, my. Let me tell y'all what this is right here. I'm gonna openly. I share this. If y'all see this, I hope y'all can see this. I don't know. I forgot. I got a new camera.
Oh.
If y'all see this thing right here, let me tell you what this is.
I'm trying to run y'all off.
This does not come from another person. Over 6 years ago, before even my last marriage, I had this. I bought this for myself for a reason. This is my ring. This is my ring. This is my commitment to God. A ring, it symbolizes never-ending love. It's a circle, never ending. Yeah, some people may assume this, that, and the other. Well, I'm just telling you, that's what I wear this is because I have recommitted myself to God. Me. I don't care what y'all do. I'm just telling you what I did. This ring is a symbol for me of my love for him, my commitment to him. Every single day, everything I do, I live for him. I live for him. See, if I can carry myself and live for him when he brings her, then I will know how to treat her. I will know how to respect her. So I'm wearing this as a commitment to God that will never end. So if anybody see like, oh, you got a ring on, quit being nosy, ask the question. I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you point blank. I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm not wearing it over here because I'm out there trying to, no, I wear this ring and I will keep it on until, and if y'all don't know anything, let me explain something. Look what hand it's on. I know I've been talking, well, they just switched. Well, look what hand it's on. It is on this hand for a reason, okay? Because I extend my right hand onto God. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let me add before we get into the topic, because he talking about me. And I ask everybody everything anyway. But I saw it. I just asked, well, why are you still wearing your wedding ring? And he said, this was Friday, and he, gave me the story. And I just tried and I can see how it may frustrate someone or annoy someone. And then you say it's on different fingers. But what I did explain to him is that women who are out here in these streets seeking relationships or whatever, or men or whatever, they see that and they do see it. And yes, it's on a different hand. But these men out here, not Donnie Lewis, not the country boy, he ain't trying to the trickery. But guys, be honest, women, be honest, ladies. There are some trickery, foolery things going on, some shenanigans. So some men do, they switch. I told him I know somebody got 2 wedding rings and got 25,000 girlfriends. So I was just explaining that to him, but I love the story. I think it's great. But don't be beating up on us because we asked that, because
no, I'm okay with it. I just wanted to make it. I wanted to make it. I just wanted to make it crystal clear.
In my opinion, sometimes when you say it, you sound like.
No, I've heard it before.
Right. So what I was saying was that I want you to have a good understanding that we're not trying to be nosy, but I mean, you got a wedding ring on, so yes, we need to ask that.
Well,
what we doing here?
Right. And the only reason now that I can share is because God has granted me a platform to be able to share.
Do it.
So I can share it openly. I can share, I shared everything else. So I can share it openly because I don't want any, again, no different than about the people assuming whatever. I don't need anything pulling away from what the message is. I don't want anybody trying to, it's already going to happen. People are going to try to tear down anyway. But what I'm doing is being here and being transparent about why I do what I do and who I am. Because every single day, this old boy right here, I live for the man upstairs. I'm chasing after his heart. And other than that, man, so he gives me the okay to divulge what information I need to divulge, to say what I need to say, so it's not distracted from his purpose and his will. That's why.
Well,
So
all right then. We've
I
got it
said
from the horse's mouth.
that's right.
I still say he sound like he got a little attitude about us women need to know about this wedding ring on his finger. And I'm gonna stick to what I said Friday, and I'm saying today. You need to understand how we women should ask. Dude, we out here in these streets, and you got a whole wedding ring on. What's really going on?
Well,
And
see, look,
as I mentioned Friday, that's really not us being nosy.
no, and I don't.
I hope you walk up to a woman to see her pop with that big old wedding game. I sure hope you inquire. Are you married?
Yes, I mean, and that's
we gotta inquire. And
right. No, that's fine. I don't. It's not that I give.
And he gave the full story, and I thought it was a beautiful story. I think it's great. But at the end of the day, Donnie, you are you. Tanji boy, you are you. You are great. You're awesome, and you've grown to this place of who you are. Right? There's a process to get to who you are. Yes. But along that process that I talk about all the time to get to that growth, you know, there was some shenanigans and some trickery, foolery around up in there somewhere. So we can't be acting like out here in these Houston streets and your Louisiana streets. That ain't
no. I mean, I'm sure that there is. I'm not.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I want you to make sure you understand that we as women, and even some of y'all men, y'all got to be careful because we don't need y'all. Somebody to come rolling up and you in the car with my woman. So no, and in all seriousness, I totally understand your story, and I really appreciate you sharing with me and now the whole world.
There it is.
Yes, when someone someone does ask, oh, y'all gotta tell y'all this part. I did tell him that if he'd have told me that story before I knew him, he told me the story about this ring and what he did he marry God. I would have said, oh, okay. And I'd have eased off and never came back. Because I thought he was not telling the truth. And there's nothing to do with him. It's just that, again, it's stuff going on. And we can't be acting like everybody found the Lord. Everybody doing the right thing. When it's some of them that found the Lord and they still ain't doing the right thing. But I'm just saying.
No, I totally
Let's get on to this topic. But thank you for sharing that.
Sharing all the information.
I'm going to give me a wedding ring.
There you go.
No, I'm not gonna run around there, man. I want a man. I want a husband, so I ain't gonna run my husband away. My husband gonna.
Well, look here.
I don't need to run him away. I don't need no repellent.
Oh my goodness.
They already don't say nothing to me. Don't nobody say nothing to me. So if I go get a wedding ring, the repellent is there.
Oh Lord, hold on.
But anyway, let's get on to this awesome topic, and yes. I want to do a little introduction to it because of the reason why I use it as a topic tonight because and then I added a little piece because Donnie added something today on Facebook that says, what do we do after we pray? And I think it's cool because again, I am in the growth. And I'm going to always be me. You know, I always tell Donnie, we talk about the niche or the meaning or the vision of our show that I don't want them to get confused with speak on it with table talk and my worth is 2 cents because he has a purpose for what he's doing. I ain't done it. I ain't there yet. I'm growing. I'm getting there. I'm on a journey. So I'm not perfect. I curse. I try not to out of respect for Donnie, but sometimes, you know, it's happening. But as I go, as I grow through this journey, maybe I won't. So anyway, I just want y'all to know that. So what I asked Donnie the other day, I called him, I guess that was Thursday morning, I guess. And I said, hey, because I'm trying to, there's a project that I'm working on and there's been a hiccup. And I said, well, tell me if I have faith. And when I say I have faith and I pray, you know, you're supposed to leave it alone. But I didn't understand that after I pray, can I still do stuff? Can I still try to make these moves to make this happen? Or am I messing up? Am I not supposed to touch it all? And he said back to me that work without faith is dead. Is that right? Was that right?
Faith without works.
Oh, faith without, that. So I said, oh my God. And it came to me immediately because I know that scripture. I mean, I know of that scripture. And I said, oh wow, that's it. So I am what I'm doing. I didn't want to make the mistake of, you know, stirring things up, but I was supposed to leave it alone. So that's where the topic came from. And I thought, oh, that would be a great topic because people do want. That's a great question. And after I said it, I thought I was silly. And I think I started off with, I know that. What did I tell you, Donnie? I said, I know. I said, can I be a kindergartner? I think I said that. Can I be a kindergartner right now and ask you a kindergarten question? So talk to us now. So after we pray, and we want to we're supposed to let God do his thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I still got to do something to make it happen.
You got to do something. Let me, and so many people, and I think, man, I tell you, I went to church, and I got to tell you this is because it's a part of what do you do after you pray. Dr. Broussard, wow, what a message. What a message. What do you do after you pray? And he made a statement that, Dr. Broussard, I hope you're listening, because I'm going to take that statement. I'm going to run with it. I'm going to run with it from now until forever. He said, if our will lines up with God's will, then God will. That ties into the faith and working. See, it is so, a lot of people go like, okay, well, I prayed about it. Well, see, faith says when you pray about it, God is going to, we believe that he's going to fix it. He's going to take care of it. But what do you do after you pray? Do you stop and just say, okay, I'm going to sit here. I'm praying. I'm going to just throw some things out maybe. Well, Lord, we were just talking about relationships. Well, Lord, I'm praying for a wife. But what are you doing? You're just going to sit there and you're going to sit the same way you were? Because, see, what you're praying for, if it's in God's will, has already been prepared for you. So it's kind of like the meal is already ready. What you have to do is get to the place where the meal is at. So if you're doing nothing and you're still sitting where you were sitting when you were praying, but you ain't moved, you haven't prepared yourself. You ain't like, well, Lord, I want a wife. I want a wife, and I want her to be, I want her to be this, and I want her to be that, and I want her to fit into, but what are you doing? Yes, you're praying for it, but what are you doing to prepare yourself for what you prayed for? And what you're praying for, your will, is it in God's will? Because if his will is for you to have it, then your will has to line up with it. What is my will? Well, I want this. But you wanting it, is it what God wants for you? We want to pray and then we want to sit. Yes, 100%. You pray and you leave it. You take it there. Lord, I'm bringing this to you. Lord, I need your help. Lord, what was the song? If you don't fix it, then it won't get done. And that's a fact. But what are we going to do? When are we going to put in any effort? When are we going to straighten out our lives? Or when are we going to like, okay, God has given me this vision. Okay, if he's giving you the vision, he's prepared everything for you. What did I tell you? If you go over here and ask this person, but they say no, but you quit, then you will never, ever get to the will because you quit. Just because one says no, just because you go on one date with somebody and it don't work, does that mean you said, God, I'm praying for a husband. God, I'm praying for a wife, but I ain't finna date no more. And he said, now how you gonna get them? Well, you're just gonna send them to the door. But you're not doing anything. You're not lining. See, we don't want to line ourselves up with the things we prayed for. What do you do after you pray? You work on you. You work on whatever it is, the vision. You continue to work on the vision.
So what's the difference so when we say, okay, because we talk about, what, God gonna say, well, you know what, if you're gonna do it, you just gonna do it. And I'm gonna sit back here and wait until then I'll step in when you need me. So what is because there's a thin line there. You know what I mean?
It's very simple, because you're working on the things to prepare. You're getting yourself prepared. God has prepared it. That's what we pray for. God prepares what we pray for. But we, free will, are we preparing ourselves? That's what he doesn't have or pushes his power to make us do. He don't push himself and say, well, man, doctor said, you got this sickness and you need to, healing is there, but here are the things you need to do. Okay. No, I ain't gonna do that. Okay. Healing is there.
But you got to do your part.
You have to see, every day when I drive to work, I say to myself, God, I know if I do my part, you will do the rest. That's what we forget. If we do our part, nobody wants to do their part. They want God to just do everything for them. I'm going to sit here, I'm going to pray about it. Or look, it ain't working as fast as I want it to work. That's the other part. What if I have prayed and say, God, this, but it didn't happen tomorrow? Oh, well, I need to go do something. Now you're interfering. Now that's a foul. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, break that part down.
Now you're interfering. Your interference is because I wanted it now. I wanted microwave. I want that microwave. I want to push it and hear that ding, and it's done.
Right.
But see, the thing about the ding and it's done, even if we get it, we ain't prepared to keep it.
But I want to understand that piece in the middle of that, because you're skipping over that. What is the difference? What is that thin line in between of doing the work that's supposed to be done versus rushing and interfering?
Because
are you understanding the question? Okay.
The middle part is the growth. See, do you not, what we discover going through the process? See, the end is there, no matter what it is. But it's the things. Just think about, not going into details, but just think about what your situation, what you're trying to do, your vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
How much growth are you getting through the process, and how much are you learning through the process? See, that's the refining part, but you ain't giving up, but you're getting refined in the process. You're going like,
Right. So like some of the things I'll come back and say, next time I'm going to do da, 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 da. Or do you know that is next time I need to make sure that I'm the boss, or next time I need to put my boundaries. I see. Okay. That makes so much sense. Okay.
See, the prayer has been answered. If we ask with our heart, the prayer has been answered. What he wants us to do, no different than he wanted the children of Israel to, when you went through the wilderness, the process. See, the process refines us, because the more we go through the process, the more we start to move and discover his will. And then our will starts to lead, because it's like, oh, wait a minute. Uh-uh. I do I really want them on my team?
Mhm.
Huh. But if I hadn't went through the
Process that we're
process,
talking about.
if I
Which part
hadn't,
of the we're gonna find it out.
if I'd have rushed it because I wanted it now, then I would discover later on again that thing that I got, I don't even want it.
Right, right.
I
Like
want
when you're, I'm sorry.
I want this relationship. Oh, I want it. Oh, I see him. Or I see her, and I'm gonna jump right into it.
Yeah,
But I'm not gonna take the process. I'm gonna just go from here to there. Now I'm in it. Now this ain't even what I wanted because I never got refined in the process because it was all about my will. If I'd have went through the process, then I'd be like, this ain't even God's will.
right. And that's how we end up with things that we don't want, that we prayed for. Oh my God. That makes me think about U of H. You know, just real quick, I want to be a leader, you know, in higher ed. And there
Yes,
was this job for an assistant director, and I prayed for that job. Like I want this job. I ain't praying about anything else, but I want this job so bad. But when I got there, and in my mind, how I see it, he gave me what I asked for.
mhm,
But it was a hot freaking mess
yes,
because I rushed it. I was ready to roll, and it was what I asked for, but it ain't what
yes.
I wanted. Or what is that the opposite? It was what I wanted, but it wasn't what I needed. And I
Right.
had to learn that after that. And that's why I do think that prayer for I'm looking for a job now, and that prayer for looking for a job is a lot different. And I'm able to wait and have more patience as I
Yes.
find my next gig.
And you
You know,
know, people holler so much and they yell it out so much about, well, whatever God's will is. You understand something. In order to follow God's will, we have to understand, we have to let our will go. I want this, and I want it now. I want it like this. But is that a part of the plan that He has for us? We jumping in this is because we it's a feel good thing. Our selfishness and our I want what I want when I want it, how I want it, and if I can't get it, then okay,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
How many people done wanted some hot coffee and as soon as they got it, it burnt their lips? Go ahead. You don't even blow it. Just, oh my. Because you want what you want. Nobody wants to go through the process. It's because the process sometimes seems like it takes a long time. But let me tell you something about the process and taking a long time is the things, again, the things that you acquire doing it. The growth that you acquire during the process,
Yeah.
the strength that you get during the process, the
And
relationship.
the lessons that you get
Yes,
during the
yes.
process. Hmm.
See, when you rush, there's a sense of urgency. And never have I seen a sense of urgency and there'll be peace in urgency. Most of the time, when you're urgent and you're rushing, it's chaotic.
Yeah.
The word says God is not the author of confusion. When it's all chaotic and over here in your mind, that's confusing.
Hmm.
That's not peaceful. Everybody talks about they want peace. Let me tell you something, and personal on this journey over this last thing, there was not a time through this whole process that I wasn't at peace. I was going through the process, and yeah, I was like, okay. Yeah, there was some moments when the process was like, ooh, but I was going through the process. I wasn't rushing the process. I wasn't trying to jump ahead. I knew. Let me tell y'all something. My process. my promise. Before I moved into this home, to God be the glory. Before I moved here, I came by here every day. I parked in the driveway every day. Every day. Because I knew what the promise and what I prayed for. I ain't got to rush it. I ain't got to be calling folks every day like, hey, what the process? Where we at? No, 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 no. If I prayed for it, then I let it go. But what I'm going to do, because I'm claiming it, I claim victory while the battle was still going on. Because guess what? The battle wasn't mine. There was nothing I could do. I could have been just frantic. I could have been running around, losing my mind, trying to do this, that, and the other. But what was that going to do? Nothing. I was at peace. I would bring the executive producer. Before we were here, before we signed the papers, the executive producer had already picked out her room. Understand this.
And met her neighbor. You hear me?
And met the neighbors.
You heard me?
Yeah. And met the neighbors. Did. I'm not saying to anyone, I'm not sitting up here saying the process is easy and it's going. No. Because what that means is, again, we have been so wrapped up in what we want, in our will, in how we want it, and this, that, and the other. So giving up, what's that word? Submitting our will for God's will. It ain't easy.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't easy. What do you do after you pray? You continue building. You continue building. You keep on building. You keep on building whatever it is he's giving you to build, whatever you prayed for. You keep on building that. If you pray for the relationship, you keep on building yourself to be prepared when it comes. Be prepared when it comes. Too many people want it. Again, they want it. They get it now. Oh, Lord, I got it. Ooh. Now you're all chaotic. You're all frantic. You got it. You don't know how to keep it.
Mm.
Because you wanted to skip the process.
The process.
It's not.
We're having some connection issues, just FYI.
Oh, you just switched on me. Look, you know, switch sides.
Yeah, we're having some connection. I didn't want to interrupt you because you'd be on a roll. But
I'm sorry.
I was texting you that. I said, he ain't gonna see this. We're having some connection issues. So just keep checking in. So
okay.
guys, don't leave us because we're going in and out. We hear the message is one we all need to take to hear. Yeah, that makes so much sense when you say that, and it makes me reflect on this project that I'm trying to bring to life.
Yes.
That as you were saying those things, I'm realizing, man, I tell him something once or twice a day that I learned. I might be fussing or upset about it, but at the end of the day, it's a lesson. And I remember, I hear myself telling you, man, can you believe blah, 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 blah? Well, I don't need to do that no more. Or the next time, I think I'm going to try this. I'm going to come in different. So those in between, I'm learning those little lessons.
Yes.
And so that makes me, so when you say that you have to go through this process, make me think about when you get into a relationship. That's a that I think this is not off topic, but off topic. It does make people sometimes not want to do that process.
Yes.
Because that's almost like a process of elimination.
Right.
And then you start that process over. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But see, I understand, but see, the thing is, again, what are you praying for?
A husband? I'm just joking.
What are you praying for? What are you praying for? And what are you preparing for?
Yeah. When you say preparing, if someone was telling you that they were preparing for a wife, what would when you say what are you preparing for? What are you doing to prepare? What would you tell them?
What
So
am I doing? I'm walking it every day. I'm walking husband. I'm walking it. I'm my commitment. My commitment to God, unshakable, unbreakable. I'm walking it. I'm living it every day. It's not okay. You know, I hear so many people. Well, when I get there, I'll get ready for it. Nobody. Well, some people may. When they leave home, they say, well, when I get to work, I'll get dressed. You prepare before you leave home.
Amen.
So when you get there, you're ready.
Yeah.
There's no difference. That's the thing. Is we prepare for everything. When we get ready to take a trip, we don't just go like, let's hop in the car, or we'll just buy some clothes along the way. We prepare for it. Oh, well, ain't no gas. Well, we just gonna drive anyway until it run out.
We prepare for the trip.
People make things difficult. Oh, country boy, just country simple. It's just that simple. We want it, but in order to get it, which is already ready for us, we have to be prepared for it. Well, what if it don't come? Then maybe what you are looking for is not what you're prepared for. Maybe what you're looking for.
No, go ahead.
Or maybe it's not time yet. Maybe if it hadn't come yet, maybe there's some more preparation we need to do. Because it's there. I said this before, is you know where you live, and when you go to your door is there, right? And when you open your door, you're going to be inside your house, right? If you went to the wrong place and opened the door, that ain't your house. That ain't what you prepare for. See, it's already there. Your house is not going to move. Your door is not going to move. Now, if you go to the wrong door, you went to the wrong door, because your door is in the same place that God put it umpteen years ago. When we were created, before we were even a speck in our mama or our daddy's eye, God already had prepared for us, was for us. Now, if you keep on knocking on the wrong doors because you ain't getting what you, then that ain't on him. Check your roadmap. You the one off. Your GPS, because the destination is still the destination. Check your GPS. Check your coordinates, not his.
You too serious for me to make a joke. There's been 2 or 3 times I want to make a joke in there. I mean, because I know we serious. But so I'm gonna say, I think my GPS is like, so I can say no, your map, because my GPS is always right. So. I live by my GPS. My GPS, I couldn't get nowhere. So when you said it, I thought, I can't plug this in because I'm like really serious in the zone right now. So my GPS be taking me the right spot. But no.
Oh my goodness.
But yes, I receive everything that you said, and it means so much. I do think that it's difficult. Just like you said, it's not easy. It's difficult to wait, and even sometimes in there you're saying, does God really want that for you? You know what I'm saying? Because I know at the end of the day could be that. Maybe your vision is not his vision. You know what I'm saying? Like this vision that I have that I want to make happen, that I know can make happen because I've done it before, but I feel I don't want to feel like he doesn't want that, but maybe he wants me to do it differently. Maybe the people that I've chosen to be a part of it aren't the right people. You see what I'm saying? So I'm saying that to say maybe your prayer even starts to be a little different. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It
Like,
does, and that's
I
a part
got
of
this.
it.
This is what I got. This is my agenda. These the people. These the performers. I'm praying that I get what I need to make this happen, and things aren't quite right. Maybe I need to pray for. Do I have the right lineup?
And see, let me go even a little bit deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we forget to say God and ask Him, is this
Say that
going
again.
to
You
be?
broke up.
I'm sorry. Sometimes we forget to ask God the question, is this going to glorify you, or am I going to try to take the credit for it? See, when we start doing things, sometimes we forget, and we want to do it, whatever it may be, relationships. And again, old country boy stuck on this relationship thing. We want to do it because that's what we want to do, because it's not, in the end, it's about, is it going to give him the glory? Is he going to be glorified by this? See, or is it going to be one of them things where we be like, oh, I did this and I accomplished this, and
Oh, right, 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 right. And on that note, do you know how many people do that and don't give? For instance, my daughter one time when she was looking for a job or whatever, and I'll never forget. It was my daughter, then someone else. Some things they're the same age, and this other person they was just always saying about all the stuff they did. When my daughter got this great news some years ago, I never forget hearing her say or typed or wherever I saw it that she gave God the glory for what he brought her. And it made me so proud because you don't know what your children hear. You don't know, you know what I mean? And I'm hearing these both of these people, same age, both accomplishing great things. And the difference is that I heard my baby say, if it wasn't for God. And you know what I
yeah.
mean? So I do think people forget that. I must say that we also talk about how sometimes we do this struggle, and why it's good to be transparent about our struggles is
Mhm.
because when people see that you had a struggle and they see how you came through it, knowing that you're faithful, knowing that you prayed, um they get a lesson. Like me watching you and what you've just what has just happened to you, that is my motivation, that is my inspiration to see that you had a situation. You've had some years of what you were waiting on. You even took a sabbatical, like, and to see what you were rewarded with at the end because you stayed faithful, you stayed on course, you stayed true to what you said you were going to do, and look at what happened. And you're right, and he is not lying about, and he didn't tell me he was doing it every day. However, I do know, and I am a witness that he was going in the driveway. I am
Let-
definitely a witness of that. And that's what I think people don't understand sometimes. I know Facebook can be all over the place. I know social media. I know, and I hear people say, "Oh, you tell too much. You talk too much about this, that, or the other." There are things that I keep sacred to
right.
myself, but there are so many things that I feel that I've gone through or that I'm going through that I want to say it, and it's not for attention, but I want to say it so that people can know. Oh my gosh, I get a lot of people say, "Oh, like." We going back to the relationship thing. When I'm like, when people say you're pretty or you're cute or whatever they say, or you're smart, I said, well, ain't nobody paying attention to nothing going on over here. Ain't nobody trying to talk to me. And they've said things like, but you seem like you got it all together. Child, no, I don't. But I'm saying that to say that when you come out and tell people the things that you're going through, I'm trying to get a project off the ground, and there's some things stopping me, and for them to see this part of me struggling, trying to figure out how I'm gonna make this happen. And then at the end, they know that I was praying. They know that I had these questions about what to do after I pray. Can I keep moving around? Can I keep doing stuff?
Right.
And at the end of the day, I'm gonna be able to come back on here and chat with Trina and say, y'all, let me tell you what my project was, and let me tell you what I was struggling. Let me tell you. And do y'all know that I got all the funding? I got everything I needed to make this project happen. That's what And I know that I'm gonna be able to do that because I ain't even thought about that to just now. I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna be able to give a testimony of what
Yes.
fired. And that is what makes people also have faith.
And you can't, well, you can. People can. People can do whatever they want to. I can't.
You can't what?
I can't
Oh.
keep quiet. I can't keep still. Because I know this journey.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on this journey. You know, I look back and today I read a post from 9 years ago. And I will say this is that I had read it after I saw what the topic was and what do you do after you pray? And understand something. A lot of our prayers are asking God to fix something, God strengthen, God help. But so many times we forget, we want God to hear those. Without a doubt, we want him to hear them. But let me tell you what he also hears. He hears when we say, I surrender, God. He hears when we say, God, let your will be done. He hears that as well.
Yeah.
He hears when we're not asking, but God, I will do whatever it is. He hears that as well. My post said, God will let your will be done, and I trust you 9 years ago.
Wow.
I sit here right now, and I wasn't going to cry. But I sit here right now, and I know what I said to him. Understand something, people. Not only does he hear our requests and the things that we asking him, but you know them times, God, if you get me out of this, if you get me out of this, I ain't gonna do this no more. God, if you do this for me, then he hears. See, understand something. It's like what they say, you can't take the words back once they come out your mouth. When you say something to somebody, they hear it.
Right.
Even though you might say, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. When the words come out of your mouth, you can't take them back. So why is it we think that we can go to God and say these things? I surrender to you. But we want him to
You meaning when they're not being, you're meaning when they're not being genuine about it?
When you're not being genuine, when you're just in a situation and you want to get out of the situation and you're running to him, but he hears.
Yes.
Just like when you asking him to Lord, can you cure this disease? Just like you're asking him, Lord, can you send me this? Lord, I can't pay this bill. Lord, can you open a door for me? Just like when you asking him, remember, you said something to him as well. Understand. He hears all. 9 years ago.
Right.
And I have walked it. I'm not saying perfectly, but I've always known the one thing that he's never done to me is he's never lied to me. He's never left me or forsaken me, no matter what I have done.
Amen.
No matter what I have done, he has been there. Pick me up. How can I say he picked me up? Because I'm sitting right here. How can you say he's picked you up? Because you're sitting right there. How can anybody out there watching say he's picked you up? Because you're here. Facts.
Facts.
If you are here, trust me, you've been lower than where you're at today. And he picked you up. He is a promise keeper. He hears our prayers. He hears our call. What do you do after you pray? You walk it out.
Mm-hmm.
You walk it out. You prepare for it. You walk it out.
Yeah.
If you want the mansion, start buying your furniture.
That makes so much sense. So much sense.
What do you do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you keep doing, oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't tell.
I was just gonna again, Dr. Broussard, when our will lines up with God's will,
Mm.
then God will. It's just that simple.
Yep.
It's just that simple. It ain't no formula. It ain't no formula. It's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
It we make it difficult. We want to make it difficult because we want to come up with this stuff. We want to come up with these things and this.
Yep. And on the flip side of things, like I tell you, um, I don't want to offend any preachers, but I was sitting there thinking that I tend to, I'm Baptist too, what non-denomination, whatever, but I still always said I know what you mean when you say it, but I always think someone like me who's not out there doing the stuff, because sometimes we say that like y'all out here pretending to do that, y'all. It's really not. It's just we got to learn. We don't know.
Yes.
No, just like I told you the other day, can I please be a kindergartner? Please, can I be a kindergartner and ask you this question? And for those of you who weren't in earlier, um, I'm in a growth stage. I'm on a journey stage, and so I have these questions. And our topic today came up because I called Donnie the other morning. Was like, because I have a project that I'm working on, and I got to get, there's some things I got to get to make it happen. And my question to him was, I'm praying about it, but can I be a kindergarten and ask when I pray about it, like, can I still be doing stuff? Like, am I supposed to not do anything? And what came out his mouth was, faith without works
It's
is
dead.
dead. And it was the first thing he said. It was like, oh my gosh, that helped. As soon as he said it, again, I don't know a lot of scripture. I know it when I hear it. I'm okay, yes, I know. And so he said that. And so that's why I thought, and then it's so crazy that it's funny. You invited me to church yesterday, remember?
Yep.
It's so funny that you came back and that's the topic that y'all talked about at church. Isn't that crazy how things work out?
Yes.
But just think, I believe I'd have ran around that church, child, if I'd have got there and that was the topic. Do you know I'd ran around the church? I'd have ran clean across the church. You'd have been like, what is she doing? But because and so it's so crazy when you put that in the post today, I said, that is crazy. But yeah,
Yep.
so I say those things sometimes and I just try to plug it in there, not necessarily at you, but anyone that we don't all know. We all growing. I mean,
Yes.
there are so many of us growing and trying to learn. I'm just glad that you have been the person that I can say, hey, I need to be a kindergarten. I need to be preschool right now because I don't know. I need to understand, whatever. But because we always talk about pray and let it go. Okay, God gonna let you sit right there with that until you let it go, let him work it out. So that's where the confusion came for me. Like, okay, I didn't pray. I pray every morning. And I'm praying for this thing. Am I supposed to still be fiddling in there somewhere? So yeah. And the things that you said have made so much sense.
And it is. All this is this journey. This journey is about preparing us.
Preparing.
This is a preparation journey. Every day is preparation. Every day, every day. If you even if you go, anybody, go to school, go to work, every day you should learn something that prepares you for the next day. Something that prepares you. And you take that and you go like, okay, yeah, I can apply this now. When you learn, I'm gonna use that. Can you be a kindergartner? In kindergarten, when you learn to write your ABCs, can we not apply that now as adults?
The foundation.
You take the things you learn and you
Mhm.
can apply them later in life.
Absolutely.
That's what
Yeah.
this journey is about. That's what the relationship with God is about. It's about preparing. I'm gonna give you a little bit. I'm gonna give you a little bit. And that's what he's doing. He's giving us a little bit every day. It's not that he's not giving it. Again, what are we doing with it? What
Yeah.
are we doing with it? And you know, as you
And
go,
yeah, just like you said, I'm sorry.
no, I was just saying, as we go, you learn. You learn like, I don't even want that. Like,
That's the part that's so funny to me. And that goes to when we talking about the relationship thing. And we done prayed and prayed and prayed for this relationship. And we got it. And it's like, just like the job. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Then you sitting up there going like,
What did
and
I
God
do?
going, and God's going like, what? That was your will.
That what you asked for. Yeah, yeah.
That was your
U of
will.
H.
That was your will. That was, you
That was
know,
my
that
that's
was
what I
what you,
wanted.
yeah. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's removing ourselves, removing
From it.
self, removing
Yeah.
self. What is it? Dying of flesh, of self daily. Daily,
Mm.
we got, we got to, okay. You know, them people that always, well, I remember when, well, let me reintroduce myself because I ain't them.
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
cool that you know them, and that's fine. But allow me to reintroduce myself for who I am. And people, let me tell you something. This is what I believe. Every day you should be at a point where you have to reintroduce yourself because you shouldn't be who you were yesterday. Why?
That
Because
part.
you're going to learn something. So you have grown. So if you still the same as you were yesterday, then you missed a golden opportunity to be something better today, no matter what it is. I don't care if you learn how to bake a cookie. You grew because you wasn't a cookie maker yesterday.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be.
Yeah. Um, Great job, Donnie. Love this topic.
Oh, that's right. Did I?
Love what?
I was looking at the time. Oops.
Oh yeah. You say I did that. Great job. I love it. I love that you teach. When you're talking, you speak uh to what I'm gonna say. That's why sometimes I kind of say, okay, well, break this down into cookie crumbs for a preschooler or kindergartner can understand. But yes, I thank you so much for that, and I thank you for um being available to not just me but the people, to our watchers, to bring this information to us, to be okay with answering these questions and being able to, because everybody doesn't have, like, everybody that teach algebra, everybody that knows algebra, they can't teach it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's been a big deal because I'm Harvard. But being able to break down some of the spiritual questions that I or whoever else may have such a gift that you're so good at. And I really appreciate you, and I appreciate that. And I so appreciate you letting me be a kindergartner. So, because even when people go to, now I have the pastor that I've been, I haven't gone to church, on a regular long time, but the pastor that I have followed for many, many years is Pastor Leroy Lacey Jr. at 1195. I like to say 119 Fidelity, St. Matthew Missionary Baptist Church. But he's as well. He's a good. He breaks down things as well. Versus it being so. My kids like to say, "Why are you yelling at me?" That's why they like to go. They yelling at me. I need you to talk to me and tell
Right.
me, tell me about the Bible. Tell me what I need to learn about spirituality. But so I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for allowing me to just put this topic out there for you to talk on today. You did great. I have learned so much just in the past week not just the things that you say, but when you give me those little gems, those little nuggets, I take them and I think about it. And like I said, until you said that today, I had to reflect on that today to say last week, all those little bitty lessons I'm learning as I'm praying for this project to move forward. And then I'm still working on it. I'm moving forward like it's gonna still happen. Even though I don't have all the things that I need, I'm still taking care of business.
Right.
And that's to my faith.
Yes.
And I know this sounds really silly, but sometimes you don't connect that. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not sitting up here sending this boy this contract, and I don't even know what I'm gonna do to get this done, right? But that's the faith that I have, that I pray to God, and it's gonna happen. It may not happen the way I originally planned it, but because I'm praying for him, praying to him, praying for him to make it happen, he gonna make it happen. But he gonna make it happen when he's ready for it to happen, and when he thinks I'm ready to receive.
Yes.
It happening.
And that's how it works. That is,
and that's the lesson.
And it's about that. We speak things that are not as if they were so.
Mm-hmm.
Faith is not I see it.
Yeah.
With my physical eye. That's not faith. Faith ain't, oh well, I'm looking at it. That's not faith.
Mm-hmm.
Faith is okay. The promise is over there, so that's where I'm going. I'm going that way.
Yeah,
I'm going that way. Yes.
Well, guys, thank y'all for tuning in tonight. And I hope y'all enjoyed this topic. I did. There's going to probably be a part 2 to this because there's going to probably be a part 2. But it has definitely helped me. It has definitely helped me. And again, this is something we've actually been working on with me for about a week. And hearing him talk about today, as I said already, that it has shown me, oh my gosh, like I actually really learned things on the way of what I'm doing. So thank you, Larry. Thank you guys for tuning in, checking us out tonight, every Monday night at 8 o'clock. Let's all congratulate Donnie, the Louisiana country boy, on his reward. Yes. No, we didn't move in together. He moved into his own space.
That's right.
Him and the executive producer have their own space. He got a new studio. Getting it together. He bought him some new little toys.
I got some new toys. Oh, my camera's up here.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? He was talking yesterday. He was like, no, because I haven't talked to you. It was Saturday. He was like, I done went and bought this. Oh, and I saw this. Buy this. So you finna show us one of these toys. What is that?
A mixer. I don't know how to make it work, but I'm gonna figure it out.
But we are so happy for you. We are so happy for you. We are so happy for you. Hey. And when y'all say, when Donnie tell you about him crying, don't be around him because he'll have you crying too. And I would hear him say stuff about slinging snot, but I witnessed it. And this is not no shade to him at all. I love the fact that he is open and he's vulnerable and he's okay with showing us who he truly is. And that's what makes him so amazing and such a great teacher and such a great friend, is that he's helps you to understand that things can happen. But watching him has shown me, and I'm sure some of you, what his faith has done, what his obedience has done, and where it has led him to be today. And y'all just say amen, say great job, Donnie, say congratulations, all those things to Donnie. I'm so happy for you.
Well,
I'm so happy for my
friend. I give the man upstairs all the glory.
And we do. Yeah, we're gonna give.
And what I will say is this: is that it is not.
Donnie, can I finish my goodbye so you can take over?
All right, go ahead. Go on.
You keep stopping my goodbye because you want us to be on this podcast till 10 o'clock tonight. I gotta watch the news. No, I'm just joking.
I ain't gotta go to work tomorrow.
I gotta watch the news. I can know if anybody out here trying to put me in a trunk. But no, I'm gonna hand it over to him because he does such a good job of letting us out of this thing. But Donnie, thank you. And yes, we give God the praise, the glory, and all that for what he has done. But we also got to give you some kudos. we've got to give you kudos for staying who you are, true to who you are, having me out there out of my comfort zone, dancing around like I'm crazy. Um, staying the walk, being true, walking the walk and talking the talk. So thank you for that. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my co-host. And just thank you. Guys, thank y'all for watching. Make sure y'all check out Chat with Trina every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. This month, I am recognizing amazing dads is going to be my topic for the month because we get to that month of Father's Day and everybody be like, I'm the mama and the daddy. We have some amazing fathers, and I don't want to be distracted with that to take away from these amazing fathers that we have. So all month long, I will be talking with amazing dads, doing great things with their kids. Take it away, Donnie. Y'all see y'all.
Well, I
Take
just
it
want to
away.
say, to me, I thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. I really do. I greatly appreciate it. I thank my co-hosts for putting up with me and my running my triple trapper. Uh, I so appreciate it. And I will say this is that I'm nothing special. What I will say is that everything and anything God will do for me, it ain't exclusively. Anybody can have it. Anybody can have it. I'm never gonna tell you it's easy, but you can have it. You just walk the walk. Um, Man, this journey for me, for this old boy, I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. I've had people that have fallen off on this journey. That's okay. I've had people get on the track on this journey. That's okay. But what I know is no matter what, I am chasing after God's heart. That's what I'm doing. I come here because out of obedience. I've come here to share openly and honestly and transparently because I pray that this journey, my story, may be able to help somebody else. The things that I go through, whatever I learn, I'll share it because I want to help somebody else. I want to help and I want to encourage others just to keep going. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. And when I'm saying don't give up, I will say this. If God has given you a vision, if He's given you a vision, if He's given you a vision, what, no matter what people say, no matter who don't agree with you, who turn their nose up at you, who tells you no, you shouldn't, who tells you to quit. If God has given you a vision, you keep on pushing. 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 And I will say this, and I say it all the time, and I mean it from my heart, that I support you. The little diva, my co-host, we support you. We support you. We are behind you 100%. Don't let nobody tell you. Oh, they will. Just tell them to get on up out of the way because you got to keep moving. That's what you do. You keep on moving. And lastly, but not leastly, I will say this. If you woke up this morning and you popped open your eyes and you looked around and you ain't had nobody to tell you, and if you was out there today, and if you was out there in Houston, it was 522 degrees. So if you was out in the 522-degree heat today and you looked around and you didn't hear these words, it was probably because it was too hot for them to say them. But if you didn't hear them, and if you ain't heard them here tonight, well, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm going to tell you from the bottom of my heart that I love you, and the little diva loves you. And we love you look, I can do it because I ain't even got, look, I can do this. I'm camera free, mic free. I got we love you from the bottom of our hearts. We love you unconditionally. And there is nothing that you can do about it. La Diva, I thank you so very much. Y'all make sure y'all tune into her show on Wednesday. Do I have a show Wednesday? I do, I guess. Yes, I do. And then okay. There'll be some flyers.
I'm sorry. I actually have a show tomorrow because the guys I was gonna do last week, the power went out. So I had to move him to the day. But then his birthday was the day, and I want him to celebrate his birthday. So it's gonna be tomorrow.
All right, y'all check out the little diva tomorrow.
He's gonna be one of my Amazing fathers. So, and Donnie will be on Chat with Trina the last Wednesday of this month as an
Me?
amazing dad. Yes,
You want me to be?
the flyer was already out there. I'm gonna need you to
I'm
go
be
back.
on the show?
I'm gonna need you to go back and look at that flyer because I worked hard on that flyer.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
You are invited.
I'll Bogart.
You gonna get in there. You gotta get in on the Amazing Dad month. So you know, I can't leave you out of that. You know, I'd have bumped somebody else for you to come on for the Amazing Dad. But guys, thanks again, Donnie, Country Boy. See you later.
See ya. Thank you very much.
All right.
Peace.
Did I get it?
Oh, you got to end it. See, I'm just sitting over here.
I'm trying.